Damn, damn, damn. Fucking. Well, that was interesting. See, we back? We back? Alright, music this up. Why not? Let's find something. Hey, someone just subscribed. Cool. Oh, hey Giovanni, how you doing? Did we get moved to a new channel or something? All right, we back with everybody, or did we start a new channel? It's hard to tell. Oh, okay, cool. Looks like everyone's gathering, so yes, dig this. Oh, it started a new channel? What the fuck? Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's the way we wash our hands. Don't black magic people, dude. Don't need to do that. That's ridiculous. All right. Let's see. Get the word out. Come on, Facebook, stop sucking.
Hey guys, it's Illyria. I just wanted to say I'm about to go in for my eye surgery left.
Oh. Illyria's getting eye surgery. Okay. Well, I was a little worried there. I was like, oh my god, she's in the hospital. Ah! You know, like, oh god. Woo! Yeah, don't sacrifice my stream to the other gods, dude. I don't appreciate that. Yeah, what, I have to figure out what happened to Yogi, though. Yeah, thanks for retweeting the post. You know, give people the new... Give people the new room, because apparently we're in a new room now. Because the world is like that. God, good goddamn. Oh, this motherfucker. Jack, that goes against everything you've told us. Wait, what? Don't use black magic on people you don't know. You know? You use black magic against guys like Trump. You know, come on. Or fucking, you know, go ahead and curse like fucking, what's his nuts? That Shapiro guy. Yeah, Ben Shapiro. You curse Ben Shapiro all you fucking want. That guy deserves it. He's got it coming. That's an easy highway. But you don't know what's going on. You don't wanna accidentally fuck up Indigo Nix's shit. Curse Jim Jordan, but after today, I think he's cursed enough. Who's Jim Jordan? Oh, well, Indigo said yes. Oh, okay. All right. Well. All right. As long as you're willing to ride that trip out. Who the hell's Jim Jordan? Now I got to find out who Jim Jordan is. Jim Jordan. Why Republican House member Jim Jordan has been nicknamed Jim Jordan? Ah, shit. What the fuck? All right. Representative Jim Jordan, Republican congressman from Ohio, is playing a supporting role during the House Intelligence Committee's first public and open hearing with impeachment. Blah, 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 blah. GOP first nominated him as it was one day after a new witness filed a lawsuit against Jordan for overlooking alleged sexual abuse. Well, he was an assistant wrestling coach in oh my God, Ohio State. Fucking motherfuckers. This Jim Jordan is raping little boys, isn't he? The moniker, which is a close play on Jordan's actual name, stems from the timing of him being in the international spotlight as an extremely vocal defender of Trump, while former wrestlers have come forward with claims he turned a blind eye to sexual abuse by then Dr. Stretch and Strauss. Ooh. Ooh, 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 girl. Ooh. Oh, man. We're bringing that shit back up. That's your guy? That's the guy you're going to be like, oh, I'm defending Trump. The guy behind one of the most infamous national sex scandals. Like, probably number 2 right after fucking Weinstein. And this one's juicier if you're a fucking Republican, because that's male on male. That's got that gay on it somehow. So, you know, how's this motherfucker still in fucking Congress? What's wrong, Ohio? Hell's wrong with you? Good God. I thought just family values. I thought you were the breadbasket, you know, actually Ohio's part of the Rust Belt. You know, part out Rust Belt and just, Cosby, R. Kelly. Oh yeah, okay, so we got Cosby, we got R. Kelly, and so number 4, but he's still like, I mean, that's still up there. Like, if you say, like, college wrestling sex scandal, you know what that fucking is. You know, this ain't like, hey, did you hear about that one guy who diddled those 5 kids behind that one church in Texas? Now, it ain't that kind of shit. This was national news. So you got that guy up there. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. This is the Ohio State. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good fucking God. What happened to Yogi? Like, let me see if I can find him. Is he? No. Let me text him. Maybe like, wait, what do you mean I left the meeting? I didn't leave no fucking meeting. Come on. Yeah, join the hangout. Yeah. All right, you know what? I'll start a new one. Maybe there's something wrong with the hangout itself. Copy link. I didn't get to. I haven't told Yogi the rest of the thing yet, so I gotta. All right, hold on just one moment. All right, just send him a text. See how that goes. Night, Indigo. Oh, the Nunez Russian mob friend just outed him, so yeah. Oh. Really? Nunez Russian mob. David Nunez buried key evidence in Russia investigation. No shit. Trump directed mob-linked figure tied to Ukraine shakedown. Flame Murder Reviews. Hey, Jack. Been a while since I've been able to tune in. How you been? A friend of mine wants to know your take on Hong Kong. Well, let's check the latest, because that shit... Beijing vents fury at Washington over Hong Kong Human Rights Act. What? 20 hours ago. Is Hong Kong part of China? Like, yeah. Like... All right, so here's some things about Hong Kong that I can definitely fucking say without reservation. One, fuck Chinese communism. You know, mainland needs to get its act together for real. You know, they're not going to be able to. I think what Hong Kong has proven is that those old ways, those old strong arm tactics, that shit ain't gonna fucking cut muster. Gotta drop that shit like a bad habit. You know, you can't take over, like, hold on. Let's get a map. Let's get a map up so I can show you, like, why this is so fucking redonkulous. All right. All right. So Hong Kong is... It's not a map I can actually... No, wait. Hold on. I got that... Get that window capture up here. Window capture. Google Maps. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me demonstrate, like, one of the things that's going on here. All right, so this fucker right here, that's Hong Kong. All this, and more is fucking China. Like, look at that. Hong Kong, but if you pull out far enough on Google Maps to see all of China, Hong Kong's a fucking dot. Taiwan over here is bigger than Hong Kong and is separated from the mainland by the fucking by the China Sea. You know, mostly the South China Sea. We got the Philippines right here, whose navy mainly controls the Philippines? The United States. You got Japan up here, Dem's Korea. So Hong Kong is this little peninsula, practically, on the tail end. This would be if like the United States could not fucking control the southernmost tip of Florida. Like, that's what we're dealing with. Or they couldn't reclaim New York City. If you can't control an area this big, and you don't know how to run it to the point where they're not gonna, I don't know, fucking, like, rebel? Because this is an open rebellion. We haven't had an open rebellion like this in a while. Like, this is like old school fucking Boxer rebellion shit. You know? Like, where people are just fucking like, no, we've had it. We fucking had it. We're done. You know? Hong Kong don't want to be part of China no more. You know, and is China going to change over that little dot? I don't think so. But I think it's becoming incredibly clear that there's nothing that China's going to be able to do. There's nothing they can do to Hong Kong. I mean, they can keep it under siege, but that's it. So if they're willing to have Hong Kong be the new Gaza Strip, that's really the only place I can see them taking it. You know. Oh, and bear in mind, because the Philippines are right here, if we had a different commander-in-chief, do you think they would have had the balls to do this? To fucking lay siege to Hong Kong? Fuck no. Fuck no. It's like, you can get from the Philippines to Hong Kong in a couple of hours. You know, by boat. By plane, forget about it. You know, by plane, that's like an hour and change. And that's going by commuters, not by jets. So if the U.S. Navy had decided to back Hong Kong, like, that's war. That's like flat out war. It's already civil war. You know, it's already basically a civil war. You know, Hong Kong's trying to, let me put it this way. To be truly honest, if it was politically viable, Hong Kong would join Taiwan. They joined Taiwan after this. You know, they would just become part of Taiwan. Because that's the only country in the area that is politically sympathetic, that isn't a superpower. You know, because, like, United States is not gonna fucking annex Hong Kong. That's not gonna happen. You know, I don't know how to put it other than, like, Trump is not smart enough to be that stupid. I wish I had a better way of describing it, but, like, that's basically it. He's just not strong. He's just not smart enough to be that stupid. But yeah. Hong Kong's, if Hong Kong could, I guarantee it would join Taiwan. I guarantee it. Hell, if they had had a real say back in the 70s, they would have never reunified in the first place. But that wasn't Hong Kong's decision. That was a colonial decision. So when people are like, oh, there's no such thing as colonialism anymore, I'm like, tell it to Hong Kong. You bet your ass there is. Good fucking God. Fucking China, the United States, and the U.S. got together and decided what would happen to Hong Kong. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like, well, what do the people of Hong Kong want? It didn't fucking matter. It didn't fucking matter at all. They made the decision and then they put their puppets in to get ready, to get everyone ready for the transition of power. And that was it. That was basically it. You know, I don't know how to say it, but like, yeah, that's the way it works, kids. You know? So if we, yeah, just be glad you're not Hong Kong, you know, right now, because those people have been getting, that area's been getting fucked for a couple of centuries. You know, didn't the Taipings have the support of the British? Well, you think that those are the same? No. Ooh. No. Oh, yeah. And you can thank Britain for this situation. You can really thank them. Like, this is Thatcher era shit coming to roost. You know, fucking Hong Kong will always be British. Are you fucking kidding me? This fucking close to extending the date by another 100 years. I mean, and 100 years is pretty fucking good. You know, 100 years is pretty good. But no, Thatcher says no, because Hong Kong's part of Britain. Because they still thought and still think they're a fucking empire. Bullshit. Bunch of snooty people walking around with stupid accents that think they run shit. What are you talking about? That's our job. That's America's job. Let's just sit down, Britain. You know, good God. Yeah, we get it. A fucking country the size of what? Fucking Georgia? I don't mean the country. I mean the state. Country the size of the state of Georgia is gonna run everything. Yeah, right. Why don't you sit down? You can't even run the rest of Europe. You know, like, you can't even run the rest of Europe. You're gonna fucking be an empire in the 20th century? Bullshit. You know, what the fuck? You gotta know where you are in the space-time continuum, man. You just gotta. Georgia shout out. Hey, how things going out at Georgia, Mallory? Okay, Yogi says he's got to take care of something. Let me ask his ETA. England is super tiny. You know, like, let's see. All right, so, all right, you will notice that you can't see either Hong Kong or, yeah, we're going to the globe here. There's the UK. Now, the UK is bigger than Hong Kong, definitely. But the UK is not even as big as France. I mean, seriously, it's the size of Romania. You know, like, yeah. Okay, all right, maybe it's the size of New Mexico. You know, all right, so it's a little bit bigger than I was giving it credit for. But for realsy, I mean, it's not as big as California, unless you also count Ireland, which I guess you can, since it's technically the United Kingdom, I think. You know, but even that's fucking debatable, right? That shit's debatable. Like, we're the United Kingdom. Are you really? I'm not sure you know what a United Kingdom is. You know, you can't even unite with your nearest next door neighbor. I mean, fucking America, like fucking Georgia can at least get along with Alabama. You know, California can get along with Oregon, Nevada just fine. I don't know what your problem is. And there's poor Greece over here. Poor Greece's only sin is that they were broke. You know, like. And I'm looking at this. I mean, this is why I was always like, look, no, you have to strengthen Greece because it's literally the border between you and the Middle East. Like, Turkey is right there. There's the Mediterranean Sea. Motherfuckers in the days of Odysseus crossed that shit. You know, like, and there's Istanbul on the Isthmus. Like, good fucking God. It's like, oh, no, we don't need any of that stuff. I was like, well, I would have been okay with that if you'd been like, nah, Greece, you fucked up, but you know what? We're gonna pump up Albania, North Macedonia, and Bulgaria. That would at least have been like a fucking response. That would have been a little dumb, but like it'd have been a response. Someone would have benefited. You know? I mean, I'm sure Albania would have been like, oh, cool. What do we do with this? They're like, all right, we get more people in that conscribed like army to just stand there, okay? You're gonna be splitting duties with North Macedonia, Bulgaria, but don't worry, because you're all split up like that, you're not really gonna have to deal with each other any more than you already do. You know, so just keep it cool. Like, that could have been a response. You know? And then the other one, Italy. Everyone's like, oh, well, you know, Italy fucked up. And I'm like, look, well, I'm sure Italy fucked up, man. But just because, look, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but just follow me as an exercise in national unity. The United States is not, and like I said, not a good. I'm not necessarily saying it's a good thing. We're just talking about how a country actually works together. Fucking the United States is not going to force Arizona to patrol all of the Mexican border. It's not going to be like, well, Texas is out, therefore we're going to put all our fucking eggs in this Arizona basket, and I'll keep the Mexicans out. No. No, it's none of that. There's none of that. Not even a little. Oh, jeez. Geopolitical discussion time. I know, right? Oh, there's a beep going. All right, there's some sort of beeping. I better take care of it. I'll be right back. Let's see. All right, now we're back. So yeah. That was geopolitical time with old Count Jackula. He just wants you to know. All right, so yeah, let's get Giovanni and one other person in here so we can talk about shit. Huh. Oh, geez. Yogi's apparently having like wish Logi. See, this is why you got to be careful with black magic. Shit starts going wrong. You know, curses are not to be taken lightly. You know, because you don't do it right, it'll take its payment. It won't. Sometimes you can get them to work on credit, but like for the most part, damn, no, they'll just be like, all right, just take your karma now, because why not? Yeah, fuck you. You didn't say we couldn't. Spirits, man. All right, let's all right, let me make sure that it's the right. Yeah, that'll work. We'll get Giovanni and John in here. Hey. Oh, hey, what's up? Whoops, hold on.
Let me mute the chat.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, hang on a minute. We're gonna figure this out.
Figure what out?
Well, we're having some problems with the Google Hangouts. Not on your end. You're fine. I just gotta.
Okay.
Come on. No, not that one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right.
Hey, John the Joker.
What's up?
Hey, coming in a little light. Oh, there you go.
Sorry. That's because the mic was way far away from my mouth.
I'm getting through a cold.
Yeah. Oh no. Yogi isn't using black magic. Fucking Joe Care did, but he did it on the stream, so it just basically.
You know what you did, Joe. You know what you fucking did.
Fucking grabbed it from all over the place. That's what happened. Stream went down. Yogi's having like some sort of issue. Like, well, one thing I gotta say, like, did you? You always gotta like. All right, you want to curse somebody is what you want to do. First, you got to find a sympathetic entity willing to work as medium, because you don't do that shit direct. Otherwise, you're dealing with your own karma, and that's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. That's like spending a month's worth of pay on lottery tickets.
Yeah, it's like trying to fix a car with over 200k miles. You know.
Mm-hmm. Unless that car is like super fucking awesome, you just throw them good karma after bad. So, you know,
if it's a good karma, not a bad
karma. Yeah. Like there's some cars I've seen got 200,000 miles on them, are like, oh shit, how often you gotta take this thing in? They're like, once a year. And you're like, oh, and how much do you pay? They're like, a couple $1,000. You're like, oh, well, if it's only once a year and a couple $1,000, then like, that's the cost of a new car, so that's less than a new car, so yeah, sure, that's fine. But like, if it's sort of like, well, it's gonna cost like $15,000, no, just buy a new used car, dude. and that's at any fucking mileage. You know, that's at any mileage. You know, like don't pay more than like between like $5,000 and $7,000 for a car. You know, just don't. You know, I've never had to.
We've just transitioned from geopolitical discussion to how to buy a car with Uncle Jack.
How to buy a car with Uncle Jack? Yeah. Always buy used. Always buy used, and don't take and also don't take the first offer. Oh my God, you show up with an OBS meter. Like, rent an OBS meter if you live in a state that allows you to rent an OBS meter. Like, this became such a problem for used car dealerships. They made this illegal in California. Like, you can't do this. You can't. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I am not fucking kidding.
I just imagine used car someone's going, listen, guys, we're not selling shit.
Yeah.
Can
Because
you help us out?
Yeah. You used to be able to rent an OBS meter for like $25 to a week. You know, so what you would do is you would rent an OBS meter, you would go to the used car lot, and you would bring it out and you would hook it into the fucking car. So you'd be like, all right, let's see what the interior damage is. You know, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna have to fix a carburetor, gonna have to replace a radiator, muffler's gonna need readjustment, you know, like the fucking transmission is, oh, this isn't even the original transmission. What the fuck are you trying to pull, boy? And all of a sudden you go from like, all right, I'll give it to you for like $700. You're like, now we got a deal. 500, you piece of shit, for wasting my goddamn time. Another thing that you can do that, like, this does not make you their best friend, but it will get them to knock a couple $100 off the car, which is go to the front, you know where the rear view window is? Get your head right in front of that, and then look down the thing and see if there are any obvious, like, dents or warping, and then point it out.
Water also works?
Water also works. Yeah. And you're like, nope. Hole in the windshield. Crack in the windshield. Small spider web in the windshield. That's like $200 to $500 right there, depending. You know, and then you're like, all right, how much do I think this car is really worth? This car is worth probably $1,100, and then you get them to knock it down to $700 or $800. You know, like, now I don't know if you can get it down to those values these days, because I ain't bought a car in like 10 years. But
I've still yet to get a car now. I mean, I'm more relying on public
That's a good thing.
transportation.
That's a good thing, and also kind of a bad thing, but also a good thing.
yeah, well, given where you live, you live in like the southern tip of California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
under San Diego and above the border.
Yeah, you need a vehicle. You know, you need a vehicle. There's not a lot of getting anywhere in that area without a vehicle.
Yeah.
Well,
am I coming in
like,
better
you
now,
live.
just out of
Yeah,
curiosity?
you're coming in better. Are you? How far away are you from California City?
I think maybe I don't even know that city.
Oh, well, it's okay. It's not much of a city. It's where they hold Wasteland Weekend every year. Although it is technically a city, it is zoned as one. No one lives there. It's a desert, but it's got roads. It has roads. It just has no buildings.
It's got one gas station right in the middle.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's where they film a lot of they film like pickup shots for shit like Mad Max and stuff.
The closest to like a podunk I've been to is Hamul, but even Hamul is like more like
Hamul? Well, that sounds like a real place. You know, let's see, Hamul. How do you spell that?
Hamul. That's what I.
Hamu Hamul. USS Hamul. No. I'm pretty sure it's in California.
6,000 is the population.
Hamul. Oh, a JMUL. Hamul, California. It's in San Diego County, and it, according to this map, it's got one house. All right, so California City's got a little bit more than this. This has it has a population of 6,163. All right, let's see what the population of California City is. California City, California City, California has. No. Take me to the Wikipedia page. I want to go to your fucking tourism site. Yeah. Although, to be fair, maybe this will get the point across. Okay. All right. You see that? there's that brown tree and there's that rainbow and they're like this line of buildings. Yeah, that's everything. That is it.
I don't see it.
It's on the stream.
It's on the
now.
stream. Like that's
my
it.
Stream's behind. My stream's behind. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's. They ain't shit out there.
No, there ain't shit out there. That's why they hold Wasteland Weekend out at that bitch. You know, Wasteland Weekend, also known as Burning Man for LA people. Which, to be fair, look, when you got all the extras from Fury Road showing up at your shit in costume with them, some of them vehicles, and you're like, did you fucking just have that shipped all the way to California from Africa, wherever the fuck? They're like, fuck yeah. What I'm saying is one of these things is infinitely cooler than the other.
I know Hamul is known for their pies also.
Hamul's got pies? What? They got pies. Good for them.
Got something.
Yeah. Good God. All right, let's...
I've never heard of their pies, but okay, whatever you got to brag about.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't even know what the population... That didn't even tell me what the population of California City was, so I have no fucking clue, but I know it's not big. You know?
It's negative, Jack.
No, it ain't. It might be. Yeah, that might be. Okay, California City has a population... Oh, it actually has a population of 13,000. But but...
Take that, you mule!
Yeah, take that, you mule! But it's also a way bigger area. It's right next to a place called Ariel Acres.
Ariel Acres? What?
Oh, hey, yeah, that would have been good. Oh, but guess what's just south of it?
Well,
What's just south of California City? A little place called Mojave.
oh.
Yep. Hey. The desert burns away everything that is unnecessary and leaves only you.
Exactly. So, speaking of,
God.
acid trips.
Yeah.
I got my wife into Sturgill Simpson, thanks to you.
Ooh. That's good stuff.
Oh, it's great stuff. I would suggest listening to it high as balls, but, not everybody's about that life.
Not everybody's about that life, unfortunately. What can trying to teach us about the Ukraine, says Bo the fifth column. Oh, I'm actually interested in that, but maybe we'll do that a little later.
Yeah, the news has been nothing on that besides some local stuff.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, I mean, there's nothing bigger, to be honest with you.
Well, like, everything's fucking crazy right now. Like, I don't know what happened with the impeachment today.
Oh.
But holy fucking shit.
Oh, Jack, I don't know if you saw my fucking tweet storm this afternoon. Whoo! Fiona Hill might be, like, she's on my list of politicians I would fuck. Now, granted, that's a very short list, but I only have sex with people I respect. So.
What did she do?
Oh, I think it was Nunez or Jim Jordan or one of those fucking scumbags was asking her a question. And, no, it was the guy from Texas, Ratcliffe. I think is his name, Ratcliffe. And
Ratcliffe.
Yeah. It was making a statement, and she was like, I didn't hear one question come out of that. I felt like you were just grandstanding for the sake of grandstanding. And I was like, ooh. No, go get him.
Ooh, Nunez is in trouble.
Man, like, I don't care, like, because I watched it on C-SPAN, so I didn't get the spin at all. It was literally just, this person's talking, this person's talking, this person's talking, this person's talking, we're going to recess, and, we're going to have 15 minutes of silence.
Right. That's kind of how you want to watch the proceedings. You want it to be kind of dry. You know.
My big takeaway is that, and I know this is going to shock some people, so you might want to sit down, maybe grab your pearls, get near your fainting couch, but I think the Republicans don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that big F word, facts, to defend themselves. So what they do instead is attack the trial at all.
Yeah. Attack the process.
Yes. Because multiple times today, they have said, we're sitting here wasting time, having this fucking impeachment trial. Well, we could be doing legislation, and I have a comment about that. We haven't been doing legislation in this fucking regime for about a year. So...
Yeah. We already haven't been doing that. Part of the reason we have so much time to dedicate to this is because the Republicans just decided to stonewall everything.
There's 207 separate bills that are sitting at the feet of Mitch McConnell at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. He won't bring them to the floor.
Process.
Yeah, he won't bring them to the floor, and it's one of those, well, we'll just filibuster everything. And it's like, I think part of what happened is that someone was like, wait, they've decided to filibuster everything. That means we have nothing else to do. What? Wait a minute. If we keep bringing things to the floor...
They just keep ignoring
and they keep ignoring it, that's actually more work for them. Fuck it.
Let's go for it, baby.
Fuck it, let's go for it. We're doing this. This is the opening we've been waiting for. What's a filibuster? Oh, God.
Shall I explain?
Yeah.
All right. So what a filibuster is let's say Jack's left.
I just get this. Ugh.
So,
I'm gonna do my nails while we're having this discussion here.
So let's say Jack wants to bring a vote to a bill to make it into a law.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it, and I don't think we should vote on it. But I don't really have my ducks in a row yet. So I have one of two options. Either A, bite the bullet and let it become law, which if I'm a politician of any volition, I don't want to do that. Or B, I could stand there and talk all day with a group of my friends, holding up time so we can't vote because we don't have the minutes for it.
Yeah. Now, that right there was always a big part of American politics. But until about a decade ago, or like 2 decades ago, not too terribly long, definitely within my lifetime, it was decided that if you just had the votes to go for a filibuster, then we're just going to act as if it happened. As opposed to, well, if you want a filibuster, then you actually have to sit there and fucking talk and use up all the time. You got to actually do it.
Yeah, they used to read from the...
Yeah, now we got a silent filibuster, which is complete
they would read
bullshit.
From the dictionary. They would read from the dictionary or the Constitution over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That was one of Ron Paul's favorite moves, is reading from the Constitution over and over and over again.
Yeah. And that's the filibuster as it was intended, which is if you really feel this big about it and you got the guys to make it work, because you've got an entire room full of people during a filibuster waiting for any opportunity to say, you're done. Your time is over. Yeah, let's call a vote. Because, if you gotta pee, let me put it this way. You gotta be willing to pee on the floor, take meals there, because a filibuster is it's 24, 48 hours. Straight, no interruptions.
And that's a quick one.
Yeah. But now we got the silent filibuster, which is that's bullshit. They were like, well, it's politically expedient. No, it isn't. Fuck it. No, you want to do that? You want to fucking pull this bullshit? You got to actually do it.
And who pushed for that, Jack?
Wasn't that the Republican Party?
Oh, right. It was them.
And what was their big excuse? Well, do we really want to keep senators away from their families? And I'm like, fuck them. Fuck them. You're making decisions that affect my life. Guess what? Maybe you got to open presents on the fucking Congress floor. Fuck you. You're going to do it. Good God. fucking hell. Like, oh, but like, what about the family? Fuck their families. They live in D.C. Fuck them. They're working in D.C. They can have Christmas a day late.
They knew what they signed up for.
Yeah, that's the fucking job. That's a fucking job. And that's one of the reasons I think a lot of the current like crop of Republicans have such a big problem, because like they've never had to do. So many of them have never had to do the job.
Yeah.
Because they got Easy Street. They got a big "you win" button that they just use all the time.
That's the reason why these impeachment hearings have been. The Republicans like to call it a circus, but they're the biggest clowns in the circus at the moment.
Yeah. They're saying it's a fucking circus, and we're like, the clowns are taking up all the fucking show time. Clowns need to get off the fucking sawdust. But no, fucking the worst ringmaster in history, Mitch McConnell, is in charge because it's his turn, apparently. Fucking piece of shit. I hate that guy so much. I hate that guy so much.
I
heard.
Like, I'm getting to a point where, like, every time Jim Jordan speaks, I have to turn the volume down on my fucking computer or phone or whatever the fuck I'm watching it on, because his voice, because he screams all the time and has, like, this faux southern accent.
Uh-oh.
Really pisses me off. It's like...
Faux southern? Isn't he an Ohio fucking representative?
Yes.
God damn it.
Like his biggest offense, like his biggest talking point the last couple of days has been, didn't Trump give him the aid? And it's like, yeah, after it became publicly known that we withheld the aid for, a favor. But he let it go. It's like, yeah, but if I walked into your house and stole your TV and told you I wasn't going to give it back to you, give me $1,000, and then you call the cops and tell them that I have your TV, and I try to give you your TV back and say, I don't want anything, I still fucking stole from you, you fucking dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, I just want to, look, in 2004, let's just talk about how far we've come. And how much of a race to the bottom politics has become in America. All right, so here's a little sound clip from the 2004 elections and the Iowa State Caucus. Yeah?
I'm gonna be a few seconds late to it.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan.
As I said, I'm a bit behind too. But I do remember seeing ads of the...
Yeah! Now, the thing was, that doomed him. But what I thought was funny was the minute I heard that, I was kind of like, actually, I'm kind of pumped. Who is this Howard Dean guy? I kind of like him.
like Howard Dean, God love him.
Yeah.
He was like one of those politicians that was like really excited to do things in politics. Sadly, they're few and far between now. Most of them just want to sit there and do nothing. But Howard Dean lost a lot of support because he acted too emotional.
I know, right?
I'm just gonna let that one float in the air for a moment, and I want everyone to think about that. Howard Dean was not fit to be president because he got too emotional.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Howard Dean's only problem was that he didn't just start doing that all the time. You need to walk out onto the debate floor with that shit. Ah!
Walk out and start cutting like fucking like wrestling promos. Like, let me tell you something about my political.
Let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, because I saw that and I was like, Mr. Dean, I think if you keep doing this, you will unite parts of America that have previously been ununited, which is the left with all wrestling. You know, like, come on, man, do it for America. You know, do it for brotherhood. And, but then the political machine just fucking destroyed him. And I was sitting there going, like, look, I know he's not going to win, but he could salvage his political career and be a contender. You know, all he has to do is just, for the next, like, couple of months, he wouldn't have even had to have kept doing it. We just had to, like, every time he gets up to the podium and someone goes, like, you're getting too emotional, D, he just does that scream. Yeah, and then everyone would be like, wow, he did the thing, you know, and he would have been fine.
I think in today's society, he would have been okay.
In today's politics, he totally would have been fine.
And then if he had said, it is a shame that America, we have been pressed down so far, we've forgotten what enthusiasm looks like.
Yeah. Like, you know, I want that, you know, they needed to be a little bit of that, like, they say, when will the black community be satisfied? We will never be satisfied, not until justice rains down like water and freedom like a mighty stream. You need to be need to do some of that, you know, be like, yeah, that's right, fuck America, you know.
And yes, Joe, curse him multiple times. Now, if you want to get off politics, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh yeah.
Because I know how you feel and how I feel about politics.
Well, I feel like that's I don't know what else. Well, the thing for me is like I'm like I don't know what else to say, because I'm looking at that. I'm watching that impeachment. I'm just sort of like, how do you? I'm just looking at every Republican who talks, and I'm like, how do you live with yourself, knowing that you were basically one of the biggest piece of shits in the world? How? Like when this guy goes down, are you just gonna all eat a fucking bullet like all the fucking like Nazi leaders did?
Uh-huh.
You know, are you guys just gonna eat ammo? Is that what's gonna happen? You know, you gonna put barbecue sauce on the end of that shotgun, take another trip to Flavortown, one last trip to Flavortown?
Are you gonna use Kurt Cobain's favorite microphone?
I know.
Is that what we're gonna do? Just
Yeah. It's like Kurt Cobain always said, I give up. God. But what? Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to say other than like, you're not getting out of this, because this shit never lasts. Like I keep saying, like, where are all those fascist countries that fucking last like 15 plus years? Oh, that's right. There aren't any. You know, you've got some that can fucking like maintain a really, really, really harsh police state for multiple decades. But you can't be completely fascist. That's a losing strategy. You got to stop somewhere, especially in a large multicultural country. Like the countries that have like the really harsh police states, they're usually distinct ethnic groups.
yeah.
You know, like you're like Serbian or Bosnian or some shit like that.
Or Poland. I heard Poland's almost turned.
Poland's weird. Poland is weird. They've gone really right wing and they've gotten really fascist, which is weird for them. Because usually Poland doesn't. Okay, how to put it. Poland's usually the country that gets punched in the face every time it stands up for anything. Because if Russia or if any of the Eastern Bloc nations want to have war with Western Europe, you have to conquer Poland. You have to. That's the only way you can move troops effectively. So you have to take over that area. So they get conquered. There was a period of time, like, ever since, like, I think, like, the War of the Roses or some shit, they have fucking been conquered once every 30 years, with the longest lull being World War II to now.
Yeah.
Like, post-World War II to now is the longest period of time Poland hasn't been taken over. So that Ukraine falls, You better believe that, like, there's only one reason you really want to try to take over the Ukraine, which is you're warming up for Poland. But Russia had a problem. It couldn't take over the Ukraine.
Why is that, Jack?
Well, because it turns out, despite the fact that Putin's got dreams of empire, he can't conduct an invasion. Like, at all. Because he's a political monster. He's not a military monster. He's a political one. He understands the political advantage of things, but he doesn't understand the military realities.
Strange. I thought Putin was very strong, Jack.
Putin is a really resilient, Putin is a very cunning and very adaptive weasel. But a really powerful weasel ain't gonna become king of the jungle.
Jack, I can't believe this because I've been told otherwise by the right-wing media.
I know, he's such a strong leader, right? It's like, well...
He fixed Russia.
Yeah, he totally fixed Russia.
Yeah, fixed it for
The oligarchy is back in place. Not since before Glasnost. I mean, like, people are like, oh, he wants the USSR back. And I'm like, are you sure he doesn't want Stalin back specifically? But here's the other thing. He can never be Stalin. And why is that? Because Stalin was a military monster. He didn't give a shit about politics. That's why he killed so many of his own people. He didn't care. He didn't give a shit. He was just like, nah, I can't bother to pardon I can't be bothered to pardon my son. I'm too busy fucking killing Germans. I'm killing Germans, and then I'm killing farmers in our own country so that we can annex their property. What am I want to worry about my own children for? Fuck that. Like Stalin was a monster, but he was a military monster. And there are very few people who are both political and military monsters. They exist. They have existed historically, but they're very rare. Probably Julius Caesar was one. Another one, probably the most successful was Genghis Khan.
Yeah. I was going to bring up Genghis.
Yeah, Genghis Khan was probably the single most successful one. Like, good
if you want to
fucking
go
God.
really far back, maybe Attila the Hun.
Attila the Hun was pretty successful. Yeah, but, like, he didn't change the geopolitical climate of an entire hemisphere of the planet.
Right.
Like, you would fear Attila the Hun a lot. You would not want to cross him. But, when you get right down to it, who had the biggest historical effect? It'd be Genghis Khan. Like, other empires rose and fell by his and his people's actions. They fucking, dude, they destroyed the Byzantine Empire. They wrecked it.
Yeah, it wasn't even a close fight.
No, not even a close fight. Like, they just came in and destroyed it. And you're just sitting there like, oh my God, like, that was the Byzantine Empire. That was like all that was the height of Islam. Those guys had everything.
I think you're mixing up I think you're mixing up Byzantines for Samarkand and Persia. I mean, you're mixing up the Byzantines to the Persians.
Byzantines to the Persians? Hold on. Byzantine Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire, capital Constantinople.
Talking about Attila, not Genghis. Sorry, got confused.
Hold on. Let's see. Mongol destruction of Baghdad. When did that happen? Yeah. Let's see. When did the date dissolved. No. Yeah, the Byzantine Empire lasted well into the past the siege of Baghdad, and that's basically when everything began to completely fucking fall apart.
Yeah.
Because Baghdad had been destroyed. They fucking pulverized it. They pulverized it and destroyed the oasis on which it was built. World geography changed because of these people.
Yep.
That's military and political success on an unprecedented fucking scale. In my opinion, never been beaten, never been matched.
I know
Maybe Napoleon.
I know
No.
the Mamluks. The Mamluks are one of the few people to fight off against the Mongols.
The Mamluks?
The Mamluk Sultanate, or the Mamluk is.
Let's see. The Mamluks. Okay, the Mamluks, Arabic design. I don't know if you could really, in a way, I don't know if you could really count them because those were slave soldiers. The Mamluks were slave soldiers. So they were all over the place. They weren't like an ethnic group.
They were kind of like the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, they were French Foreign Legion, which, I mean, granted, it looks like they were very successful against encounters with the Mongols, but it wasn't like
Crusaders.
Yeah. Well, oh my God, no, the Crusaders were complete failures. The Crusaders were complete fucking failures. They completely failed. That's one of the things about the Crusades that we don't talk about in the West is that it was a total and utter failure.
Both of them.
Yeah, all of them. All the Crusades were complete failures. Yeah. Because they were trying to take back the Holy Land. That was the whole idea. Fight back the Turk. Or the because back then, apparently Turk was the equivalent of saying raghead. Like that, like they just referred to Middle Eastern people as the Turk.
So it was the Syrians and the Egyptians and.
Oh, it was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Persia was a huge empire at that time.
Oh yeah. Persia was super fucking important. Like that. It's really funny. Like we don't think about how important the Persians were.
No.
But they really were. They were really super fucking important. They were, for the longest ass time, they were the Middle East. And then
Islam happened.
Then Islam happened, and it kind of destroyed that hegemony and became its own hegemony that was not able at the tail end of its existence was not able to muster the military might necessary to repel a dedicated invader, that being the Mongols.
And they couldn't conquer France when Spain was successful.
Yeah, they could conquer parts of Spain, like large parts of Spain, but once they got to France, and they got to and a lot of people credit the geography of France with that.
Yeah.
Because you go from Spain, which is a relatively arid area, there's not too much different. It's not so different. The climate between Turkey and Spain is not so different that it's going to cause you too many problems. But once you get to France, holy shit, like that climate is completely fucking different. It's completely different. There are seasons there. It doesn't.
Have weather.
They have weather. It doesn't just get cold. It doesn't just get cold. There is ice. There is snow. Like shit like that. That creates incalculable problems.
Their composite bows can break in cold weather.
Yeah. They weren't used to it. What were they gonna do? They were like, oh my God, like in the summer they're okay, but they still got to deal with like dense foliage. Because the foliage in France gets relatively dense compared to Spain. and they're like, oh man, a lot of this grass. That's a lot of grass and trees, but then it rains and all of a sudden it turns into mud, and now you got a problem. Because it doesn't do what like playa or, you know, a more arid desert area does, and create like a sand pit that will just dry up. It's like, oh, okay, it's raining, just wait a few hours, it'll get dry again, it's fine. Like in France, it's like, no, it just keeps going. How? You know, because it's not like, because at least in Spain, monsoon season is predictable. You know, just don't attack Spain in the middle of monsoon season. You know, and you're good.
But he failed.
What?
Spain.
What about Spain?
I think Giovanni's breaking up.
Oh yeah, you're kind of breaking up because I was like, what? You know?
But yeah, like
Charlotte takes Spain, but failed.
Well, yeah. They could take Spain because like the weather of Spain is relatively predictable. You know, there's a big monsoon season in that area, in some of those areas, and as long as you avoid those, you're fine because it's just going to dry up. You get to Western Europe proper, now all of a sudden you have a lot of dense forests. You can't move armies as quickly. You know, the ground gets really fucking muddy because it holds moisture. You know, because you've moved into a different climate. And kind of becomes a problem.
That's why also the Mongols couldn't take all of Eastern Europe, because I know they took Russia, I know they took Hungary.
No, the Mongols turned back.
Yeah.
Because they got bored. Because there's not a lot. Once you get past,
was it something happened? Something was happening in the court, wasn't it?
There were two things happening at the same time. One was once you got into Western Europe, once you got like into like past Poland and all that shit, like the amount of material wealth that you run into until you get to Germany is basically zero. You know, you've got nothing. It's a whole bunch of nothing as far as like material wealth is concerned. You know, hey, where are all the gold mines? Well, there aren't any. Okay, where's all the iron ore? Well, it's in Sweden. Okay, well that's pretty good, but oh geez. Oh geez, that means we have to fucking
have stuff?
Yeah, don't you people have anything else? Don't you Swedish people have anything else? You only got iron. We got plenty of iron back there in China. You know, we don't need this shit. You know, so basically while they were baking, they were doing this like, hey, dude, like this is like we're not getting shit. And I'm getting letters from our guys who are sacking Moscow right now. They're getting all kinds of spoils. We ain't got crap. You know, then the Khan dies.
Yeah.
And they all have to retreat. And they're all like, oh, okay. So they all go back. They pick a new Khan. They're like, okay, new Khan, go back out there. They start expanding. They don't get quite as far as they did the previous time until he dies. Then that Khan dies. They come back. And then Kublai Khan takes over. And Kublai Khan is like, do we really want to go back out to that Europe? And the guys who've been doing it for a while, and I think it was it Sudakai? I think it was Sudakai. I think it was Sudakai was like the big mucky muck who was going like west of Russia and shit. The guy who kept having to attack Kiev, but then a Khan kept dying. Like that happened to this guy, one general, twice. He was sacking Kiev. He was getting ready for the big push. Khan dies. They have to pull back. That happens twice. So
I just imagine him being like, all right, guys, we're about to go in. Let's get ready to sack the town. Sir. What? Khan died.
Son of a wait, it's like whoa. It's like that's not funny, messenger. That's not funny. I don't appreciate this kind of humor. No, for real, it happened again.
Fuck.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to bother. He's like, you know. So Kublai Khan's like, hey man, do you want to go out a third time? He's like, no. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we tried to do that twice, and this is bullshit. Fuck that. I want to take over a real place. Fuck Kiev. You know, and they were like, okay, so instead of trying to conquer Europe, let's just conquer the rest of China. And they were like, that sounds like a much better idea because China's got stuff. You know, you get out into the middle of Norway, they got snow. That sucks. It's you got to think about it. They're coming from a very material, wealthy area, and now they're invading shit like Sweden. You know, like it's like you've got ice. We don't need your ice. Fuck this. France has just got mud. You know, it's bullshit. Fuck that noise.
Wooden pelts. Fuck your wooden.
Fuck your wooden pelts. We don't need that crap. Bunch of fucking Anglo-Saxon barbarians. Who cares about you? Bunch of howlies. Bunch of fucking white guys. You're all fucking. You white guys are all fucking broke. And then like there's Western Europe sitting in the equivalent. Like that was like the medieval equivalent of a trailer park. You know, like there was just nothing happening.
Trying to make you a goddamn parking lot, you son of a bitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, and this is like during the era of like Charlemagne and shit.
Charlemagne,
You know, we talk
King
about
Arthur.
Charlemagne as if like, oh my god, like that was like such a great time for Europe. Mongols come in, they're like, oh god, leave those trailer park boys alone. We're going back where there's like actual shit to do.
What are they figuring out? Oh, how to use iron. Huh, we'll come back.
Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. They figured out steel. How quaint.
Riddle of steel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. They have an economy now that's based on like coins and wealth. Oh, look, they're getting so big.
I know. Then all of a sudden, some French motherfucker comes up with the musket. Now all of a sudden, Asia's like, wait, what?
Wait. Hold on.
Wait. Pull back. Wait, it's a cannon that you can hold in your hand. And you can fire it from horseback. Huh. Well, you know, we don't care about conquering you anymore, so we're just going to sit back. We don't need to make guns.
But
Fuck
we made this
guns.
for you.
Whatever.
We got China.
Yeah, we got China, we got Japan, we got everything. Then some fucking Dutch motherfuckers set fire to fucking Kyoto.
Yeah, no, like,
And then China's like, those Japanese guys, they weren't really us anyway. We don't care what happens to their paper cities. Fuck them.
but you said you would help us.
Why don't you hire some of those samurai to help you? Yeah, you're so into that shit.
And then the Dutch got a foothold in China.
No.
And then,
The Chinese did invent firearms, but they didn't use them to the same extent that Europe did. Like
No, I mean,
Europe figured out.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the Ming Dynasty had the 3-barreled staff
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
and
they had
and
gunpowder
cannons.
weapons. You know, they had gunpowder weapons, but what Europe had was because they had specialized in long distance warfare for so fucking long, meaning the longbow. They had a real distinct advantage when someone figured out the flintlock. You know, once they started mass producing also they were really, really good at mass producing them. So they really quickly created entire units that were dedicated to the use of the flintlock and the musket, and they were called the Musketeers. You know, that was the French. The French and the English were the first ones to really do that.
yeah, China may have discovered firearms, but the problem is they didn't discover how to fire them accurately.
They didn't dedicate a huge amount of strategy to them the way Europe did.
Yeah.
You know, like like how to put it, like they had cannons. You know, like China had a lot of cannons. So they didn't really feel the need to have little cannons, if you know what I mean. because
Yep,
they could
big
just
ones,
bring
yeah.
their big cannon over and then make a big hole in something rather than like just fire a dude. They didn't quite get it. Whereas in Europe, because they've been longbowing people for ages, they were like a small hole in a dude.
Oh, and crossbowing.
Oh no, yeah, and they also had crossbows. You know, it was really the longbow that was the big. Yeah, the longbow was the big shift in thinking, because they were like, oh, well, if you have guys like firing shit at people from a distance, like that seems to work really well.
Yeah, we don't even have to get up close to you, and we'll still have a bigger army by the time you get here.
Yeah. Whereas the Asian army stuck with cannons and arrows, bows and arrows, because they had mastered. They had a different type of bow that could be quickly mass produced, had really good range, it could be mobile.
I mean, I know the Japanese managed to use gunpowder to their advantage. Especially samurai integrated the gun into their weapons.
Yeah. That's largely because of the Dutch.
Yeah, the Dutch or the Portuguese. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it might have been the Portuguese. Like, you're right. It might have been the
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Yeah, but basically they came in, burned Kyoto to the ground, and then all of a sudden Japan did what it always did what it's so good at, which is it was like it adopted the new technology and changed its entire strategy based around it. So Japan, despite the fact that Japan has the big, oh my god, guns are the evil West that have fucking changed our entire culture. The fact of the matter is they were really quick to adopt that. Like, they did that within a generation, which is one of the reasons it was such a big military force for a very long time. For a couple hundred years, it was like, if you wanted to get in those waters, you had to get past the Japanese. And they were really good at it. Really good at it.
Or something.
Yeah, it's like they live on an island, and all they have to do is like put boats out into the ocean. It's like the Japanese Navy was fucking how to put it. There was a reason Japan thought it might be able to take on the United States in a naval war. Now, they couldn't, because they were going to ran out of material. They hadn't calculated that America was not going to run out of materials as fast as they were.
Yeah.
But if Japan had the same had the same access to materials that America had, which it didn't, the Battle of Midway would not have gone the way it did.
Yeah, because the Japanese Navy was far superior to the American Navy.
Oh, they were way better. They had way better strategy. They were way better coordinated.
Yeah. Like, Battle of Midway shouldn't have gone that way.
Mm-mm. But the big problem they had is so what's the big problem with the Battle of Midway? They ran out of ammunition.
Right.
And they built, and those American battleships, they started building them thick by the time they got to the Battle of Midway.
Oh yeah, because because I forget who it was. Was it oh god, what's the name of that guy? I shall return.
Oh, General, not Patton.
Not Patton.
Arthur.
But yeah, Carter. Yeah. I shall return. Like, they had convinced the U.S. Navy that what they needed was more aircraft carriers, which was absolutely goddamn right.
Yeah.
Absolutely goddamn right. Because Japan had air superiority all over its fucking nation. Like, they were great pilots, but the United States realized, if we just get enough jets, fighter jets over there in that area.
Planes, but okay.
Yeah, planes.